All right, well, CBS and Paramount are cranking out the TV on DVD releases, and I've got a stack of them in front of me that I'm going to tell you about. There's a little bit of everything for everyone this month, and Paramount really hasn't held back with most of their releases. So let's start off with Beverly Hills 90210, the ninth season. This is the original show, of course, and boy, if you're looking for soap opera and melodrama, you've come to the right place. For the most part, most of your cast regulars are still here, although a couple of them do say goodbye this season. But Jenny Garth and Jason Priestley and Luke Perry and Ian Ziering is his name, and Tori Spelling are all here. Shannon Doherty, of course, is long gone, and Tiffany Amber Thiessen makes my heart skip a beat. She's here. And, of course, you have Vanessa Marcel, soon to be famous for Las Vegas and a misguided marriage to Corey Feldman. And let's not forget the ever-popular Brian Austin Green. The back of the box proclaims Beverly Hills 90210, the ninth season, the most shocking season yet. But, of course, that's a little bit kind of like when The Bachelor says this is the most dramatic episode ever. Every season of 90210 was shocking in a completely unshocking way. This is soap opera at its truest, and I have to admit, I think it's a great show. I mean, sure, it's cheesy, and sure, it's over the top and ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun to watch, and it does sort of take me back a few years. So no complaints about 90210, the ninth season, except for the fact that there are no extra features on it whatsoever. But at least you get the entire season in one set, unlike some of Paramount's other releases, which I will get to in a minute. Next up, we have Barnaby Jones, the first season. Barnaby Jones was that great old detective show with Buddy Ebsen. Yes, the Buddy Ebsen from the Beverly Hillbillies, starring as a private detective. And this is kind of a good show. I used to watch this some when I was a kid, and it's not the most action-packed show in the world. It is definitely a detective show, but it's pretty solid, I have to say. It holds up fairly well. It is a little bit aged, much like its star. Obviously, some of the clothes and the fashions and stuff don't hold up, but the mysteries do, and that's what's most important. The show's a little slow-paced. On occasion, it can drag a bit, but overall, it is kind of a lot of fun. For a little bit, I thought, hey, this is impressive. They're going to release Barnaby Jones in complete season sets, as this is Barnaby Jones, the first season. Then I realized there was only 13 episodes in the first season, and that's exactly what you get in this set. So chances are good from here on out we're going to see the season split in two, as Paramount likes to do with most of its shows. The only special features on this set are 60-second episodic promos for each episode, and I don't know how much of a special feature that really is. Next up, we have Vegas. That would be Vegas with the $ in the S. The first season, Volume 2, starring everyone's favorite Robert Urich as Dan Tana. Now, this is a show I loved when I was a kid, even though I was too young for it. It aired in syndication when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed the kind of rough-and-tumble action, and Robert Urich in the lead role was fantastic. Although I don't remember the fact that Tony Curtis was in the show, and he is as Phil Slick Roth, so that's kind of a neat thing to kind of go back and see, even though I don't really remember that from when I was young. And of course what we have here is the second half of Season 1. So if you watch the first half of Season 1, then you know that you need the second half of Season 1 to complete your Season 1 collection. Thank you, Paramount. What you get here is a nice collection of fun, exciting, action-packed episodes, a lot of really bad clothes and really bad music, a few great guest stars, and overall a show that, while it does show its age, is still a pretty good amount of fun to watch. Special features, once again, episodic promos. Thank you again, Paramount. Next up, we have Touched by an Angel, the Inspiration Collection. 2 volumes here, Love and Faith. Now, Touched by an Angel has been released on DVD previously, but Paramount and CBS are known for these sort of best of packages, and I'm not opposed to these. You know, if you're not a die-hard enough fan, or you're on a budget and you can't afford to go out and buy complete season collections of TV shows, this is a great way to sort of own some of your favorites without having to drop a massive amount of money. So what you get are each of these 2 discs include 4 episodes that are sort of themed. Faith and Love, well, that's sort of the theme of the show in general. And there's a few nice guest stars, such as Muhammad Ali, Patti LuPone, Maya Angelou, and Natalie Cole. But what is nice is you do get new introductions to each of the episodes by the show's executive producer, Martha Williamson. So that's kind of a neat little extra feature, especially for a best of collection, which traditionally are pretty light on the extras. As for the show itself, it's perfectly fine. I never quite got the appeal of Touched by an Angel, but I also don't generally watch a lot of faith-based television. If you're somebody looking for something a little more spiritual, a little more uplifting, something with a little bit more of a kind of a faith-based bent to it, then Touched by an Angel, a perfectly fine show. And these two discs are perfectly fine discs. Next up, we have finally the final season of JAG, Judge Advocate General. I say finally not because I don't like the show. I just find it funny that this show ran for year after year after year, and it seems like nobody ever watched it. This was the show that was never supposed to last more than a season or two, and in fact was canceled by one network, was then picked up by CBS and turned into a pretty big hit. Not the kind of hit that got all the splashy attention like CSI or NCIS, but a hit enough show to run for 10 seasons, which is no small feat in today's television atmosphere. So, David James Elliott, Catherine Bell, and the addition of Zoe McClellan, who I really like, gives you a pretty good show in terms of your basic military kind of trial mystery type of show. I've never been a huge fan of JAG. It's not the type of show I ever gone out of my way to watch, but it certainly isn't a bad show at all. And when the DVDs come out, I do enjoy popping in a few episodes, especially to watch Catherine Bell, who, let's face it, is absolutely gorgeous, and enjoy a little bit of the show. There is one special feature on this DVD set called The Final Goodbye, a sort of look at the end of the show. So that's a little better than just episodic promos. So in this case, I'm going to say, thank you, Paramount, and I'm going to be not sarcastic when I say it. Finally, we have Dynasty, the 4th season, Volume 2, another half-season collection that comes with just episodic promos as extra features. Thank you, Paramount. And this volume of Season 4 features the last episode of Pamela Sue Martin as Fallon. And as an 80s TV watcher, I do have a little bit of a soft spot for Pamela Sue Martin from her days on Buck Rogers and Matt Houston. Throw out a couple of shows there for you, for those of you who are around in the 80s like myself. But we do get the introduction of Diane Carroll as Dominique Devereaux, and of course she would go on to become quite a popular fixture on the show. As for the show itself, well, it's Dynasty. What more do I need to tell you? Joan Collins, Linda Evans, John Forsythe, John James. It's great soap opera melodrama for those of you who are into that sort of thing. You certainly can't go wrong with this one. So there you have it. There's our monthly roundup of Paramount's TV on DVD releases. Again, a little something for everyone, leaning a bit towards the soap opera side of things. But hey, if that's what you're into, there's a lot to choose from.